Welterweight meet up here, and going into this one blind meet, Jack Della Maddalena taking on Randy Rude Boy Brown. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I'm going to be open and honest with you, and I'm ready for you to convince me one way or the other because I find myself going back and forth. Jack Della has looked incredible, right? The dude is 13-2 overall, only finishes throughout his first three UFC appearances, and all in the first round. The guy hasn't even seen a second round, so the dude has truly impressed, and he reminds me almost like a Robert Whitaker, just so well rounded. He's so fast. He's got a nice ground game. He can do basically everything. And I'm curious to see how it stacks up in this one against Randy Rude Boy Brown because while Jack Della has looked unstoppable, it's been against Pete Rodriguez, who's not great, Hamazan Emeev, who is very up and down, and then most recently when he finished Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts, who has hella else. So Rude Boy is a different level, right? This guy's 16-4. He's making his 15th UFC fight, right? He's got 10 wins, riding four straight, and those finishes are over Alex Oliveira and has decision wins recently over Trinaldo Chaos Williams and Jared Night Train Gooden as well. So some pretty decent recent wins for Rude Boy, who seems to be really catching his stride and coming into his own. So what are your thoughts on this one? Randy Rude Boy is a near 3-1 dog, taking on the very hyped up prospect in JDM. Does Kangaroo Jack get this one done, or is Rude Boy going to steal the show?
Yeah, this is a very, very good matchup. And it's really hard to say if Jack is the real deal or not. I mean, look at all this hype, insane favorite for how good Rude Boy's been looking. Since that loss, 5 fights ago. He's on an amazing 4-fight win streak now. He's just been looking absolutely, I mean, phenomenal to be honest. Fighting good veterans, getting that levels test. Jack hasn't had a levels test. This is the levels test, and in my opinion, it's a 50-50 guess on if Jack is the real deal or not. We don't really know. He's been fighting a bunch of trash cans compared to Randy. Randy's been fighting some actually really good fighters that we all, have more credibility to, can, understand when you're looking at it on paper. But also on paper doesn't really add up in MMA math a lot of times. Like Islam, maybe didn't have the prettiest record, but yet mauled everybody once he got to the belt. So it could be something similar where they just haven't given something to prove him, and this could be that fight. This could be the one where he just starches Rude Boy and just goes, yo, I'm here to play ball, and then we're like, holy smokes, this kid's the real deal. He's 26, so he's bound to bounce back, win or lose. Like, if he does take a loss, he's bound to bounce back, learn a lot from this. But I think he's getting slapped. I think this is absolutely disrespectful for Rude Boy, and everyone that picked knockout by short boy Jack 6'3", 5'11". There's no way Jack knocks out Rude Boy. You think this guy is Nico Price? Nah, son. This guy's getting knocked out, or it's going to be a decision like the Trinaldo fight. It should be good, but I think Rude Boy's really been sharpening that tool in the tool shed, and he'll keep at the distance, jab away, and I see him getting a finish, or he wins by a dominant decision.
Yeah, very interesting stuff right there. And, you said Rude Boy by either finish or decision, but he's also a guy who has a pretty slick ground game as well, right? You can't forget that one-arm choke over Cowboy Olive. So a guy who truly can do it all. And if you look at Tapology Meet, 13% is rolling with you. They're rolling with Rude Boy. Majority is beige. They think that a gritty decision would be his great pathway, but 87% is rolling with Kangaroo Jack. Most of it is Brown, though. I mean, you were very adamant in the fact that Brown's height, his reach, his length is going to really frustrate Jack Della Maddalena, but Tapology is awfully bullish on that KO. Do you think that it's a pipe dream, or is it maybe possible that Jack gets a KO finish?
The only way Jack gets a KO finish is if he pins him to the cage and throws an absolute meat bomb. He has to close the distance. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, he definitely will need to close the distance. And like I said, I've been going back and forth, and I can definitely see a world where this is too much too soon for Jack Della Maddalena, and Rude Boy is really ready to, only at 32 years old, just continue peaking. But I think I'm buying the hype in this one, and I'm going to roll with Jack Della Maddalena. I think Kangaroo Jack might just hop around and do enough to frustrate Randy Rude Boy Brown, and ultimately, I see him landing way too many hard, heavy strikes, and I see him getting actually a late finish. That's ultimately what I'm rolling with. Third round, Jack Della Maddalena finish, but If you're all over this one, Randy Rude Boy Brown at about plus 250, plus 280. That's serious juicy beef right there, and definitely some opportunities because it's not outside of it's not outside the realm of possibility that Randy Rude Boy gets this one done. I mean, to your point, this is a guy who has really just been looking phenomenal recently. So I got Jack by finish. Am I tripping?
No, not tripping, but I think this one you should be skipping because with those odds, Rude Boy's bound to get it done, and this is a juicy, degenerate gamble. So I'm gonna take it. We'll never see those odds again for Rude Boy unless he gets knocked out, of course. Then we're gonna see those odds all day. But throw in the comments who you taking. You're gonna be a degen like me and pick Rude Boy, or you're gonna be with Boy and take Jack.